Yeah. You'll probably be breaking down in tears if your child died, right? Like breaking down, oh my God, it'd be hard for you to communicate, it's hard for you to talk and all that fly stuff right there if your child just died. You know? Your baby. I love it. It's my love. This everything. It's hard to do interviews when this person is your everything and it's your look. This is my baby. Right. Cause that's how we be out here talking out here in the doggone streets. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna show you something. We have a good mother. We have what is called, and they titled it a grieving mother. They call it grieving. Damn, my wrist hurt. I done had it damn watch on too tight. A grieving mother speaks out after her two kids drowned on Memorial Day weekend. They gonna put it up on the screen for you real quick. Let's see what we talking about. Here we go.
A tragic reminder as summer nears. Playing in the water can pose some serious dangers. A mother in West Philly is sounding that alarm tonight as she's now grieving the loss of two of her children, both drowned in a pool Memorial Day weekend. They were 11 and 14 years old. Our Cheyenne Corinne spoke with her.
11 and 14.
We spoke to this grieving mother just hours after she pulled the plug on her two children. Her son and daughter died after drowning in a swimming pool. And as she reflects on their lives, she also has a message for other parents.
They wasn't no more than like 3-4 minutes. And then they called their name. I said, I don't think they playing. When they jumped in, they were at the bottom of the pool.
Brittany McWhite is preparing to do what no parent should ever have to do, bury their child. But in her case, she's laying to rest two children after the 11 and 14-year-old drowned in a pool.
When we got there, I was like, okay, I'll help set up the food or whatever kids was playing in the pool. They were playing like a game where you go down Marco Polo. And you hold your breath so you can come up the most. When I did come outside, I didn't see the children. And they said, oh, they were in the water. And I'm like, looking around or whatever. I said, the water? I didn't see nobody.
Which was a surprise because she says both of her kids could swim. The family was attending a Memorial Day weekend party in Gloucester when the drowning happened. Although London Marie and Waddell were quickly pulled from the pool, the damage was already done. For the past week, the siblings were placed on life support before the family made a difficult decision.
Keeping my child hooked onto a machine for the rest of their life is not ideally what any parent should want for their children. So today, me and Dad decided to end life support.
McWhite describes London Marie and Waddell as total opposites, but they couldn't live without each other. Next week, London Marie would have turned 12, and Waddell graduate from the 8th grade.
I know they're at peace, but it's just very devastating not to lose one child, but to actually lose two child. I think that's more challenging because you can't stomach that, but you gotta keep going.
Especially for her other 4 children. And even during her time of grief, she wants other parents to let her story be a reminder, especially heading into the summer and pool season.
You could be in the water for a minute until you actually get a pulse. You're losing oxygen, and in this severity case, they lost a lot of oxygen.
To prevent drowning, the CDC suggests learning basic swimming and water safety skills, having a fence that encloses the pool, supervising children closely, wearing a life jacket, and learning CPR.
Always have a set of eyes. Prevent your kids from playing games. Make sure the pool is safe. Make sure if it don't look right, don't do it. Because once you lose your child, it's hard. It's really hard to stomach.
Cheyenne Corinne, Fox 29.
When I first listened to this story, I thought that she was like a friend of the family or something like that, like a sister of like the mother. And then I kept listening to it, and because I be doing like 4-5 things at a time, but I be listening, and I just kept listening, and I'm like, well, who is this woman here just talking? And then I had to back it up and double listen. And they said, this is the mama. This is the mama? This mama lost 2 of her children. They pulled the plug. She lost 2 of her children. This mother has 6 children. Well, has 6. She has 4 now. And again, you say, Willie, she got life insurance. Oh, I can kind of believe that right now. This lady didn't tear up. There's not a tear up. Now, some people can say, okay, Memorial weekend was Oh, damn, she just pulled him off the ventilator. Memorial was last weekend, wasn't it? It wasn't this weekend. It was last weekend. No, last Monday. Last Monday. It was a week ago. Memorial was a week ago. Just pulled the plug. She outside doing the interview. She said her and dad, so I'm under the understanding that she's married or she is with her children's father, which is a great thing. You know, maybe he had to work or something like that, because typically when people pass away, we do have to work. As men, a lot of times we work up until we have the funeral, and then we will take from like before the funeral and after the funeral off. We'll take that week off and then go back to work. But like we won't take before the funeral off a lot of times. Women, they typically take off as soon as they hear the news. You know what I'm saying? She didn't drop a tear.
And then they called their name. I said, I don't think they playing. When they jumped in, they were at the bottom of the pool.
She's not nothing like it's. Now a lot of people can say, well, Willie, she's already cried out. She's cried out for today, and maybe later on she will cry out. And I do understand that. Like I always say, we grieve different. But two of your babies just like Memorial was Monday. Like it was just on Monday. I don't.
Brittany McWhite is preparing to do what no parent should ever have to do: bury their child. But in her case, she's laying to rest two children after the 11 and 14-year-old drowned in a pool.
And this is why I started off. Well, how would you feel about one of your children dying? Like, you know, like would you be upset? Would you be crying? She lost not one, she lost two. Two did not knock her off her feet. She's still standing. That baby strong.
When we got there, I was like, okay, I'll help set up the food or whatever kids was playing in the pool. They were playing like a game where you go down Marco Polo.
In my mind, just like you said, that baby got insurance, though. Told y'all we grieve different with insurance.
And you hold your breath, you can come up the most. When I did come outside, I didn't see the children. And they said, oh, they were in the water. And I'm like, looking around or whatever. I said, the water? I didn't see nobody.
Which was a surprise.
I wonder if they got stuck by the drain. Damn it, I wish that they would have told us.
Because she says both of her kids could swim. The family was
especially if they both could swim. Maybe they was underwater playing too much and they tried to breathe and took in all that damn water, but at least just bounce up. Even if you take in a lot of water and you go down, just bounce up. You still got strength and energy to bounce up.
Attending a Memorial Day weekend party in Gloucester when the drowning happened. Although London Marie and Waddell were quickly pulled.
Annie. See, this is when we learned CPR back when we was in high school. Well, we was in middle school, I think it was. And that's where we learned the Annie. And then in high school, we did it again. And then once I got out of high school for jobs and stuff like that, I used to work in a lot of homes and stuff to where you had to be CPR certified, and the player is still CPR certified till this day. Give me a pat on the back. I did it myself. Don't worry about it. Annie. Push. I know what the hell I'm doing. I can save a life out here.
From the pool, the damage was already done. For the past week, the siblings were placed on life support before the family made a difficult decision.
Keeping my child hooked onto a machine for the rest of their life is not ideally what any parent should want for their children.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be hooked up to no doggone machine for the rest of my life, so I wouldn't want my child hooked up to no damn machine either.
So today, me and Dad decided.
You say me and Dad, so I'm under the assumption that they together. They is together. Because they got 4 more kids, so that's a good thing. All right, man.
McWhite describes London Marie and Waddell as total opposites, but they couldn't live without each other. Next week, London Marie would have turned 12, and Waddell graduate from the 8th grade.
I know they're a piece, but
ride together, we die together. We swim together, die together. Got to be more careful. I'm gonna leave it right there, man. I watch your kids, or don't watch them. Make sure you have some insurance on them, though. Believe in me, you will grieve different. You really will. Move right along. I don't even much want to hold.